Hi again, it's Carolyn Moore from the Modern Widows Club, and I'm doing a book review on Caring for Widows with Brian Croft and Austin Walker. So on our last one, we ended up with talking about the goals of this great little book. And the next part was what is a widow? And the next section is about compassion in a fallen world. A widow is a married woman whose husband has died and who remains unmarried. In the Bible, mourning and weeping and a sense of desolation and disillusionment, bitterness, loneliness, and helplessness are often experienced by a widow following the death of her spouse. The loss of a husband was often a social and economic tragedy. Once the main source of her financial support was lost, the widow was often fell into debt and poverty. Becoming a widow made her vulnerable. In the Bible, she was frequently placed alongside similar people in need, such as the stranger, the landless immigrant, and the fatherless. Her plight could be aggravated further if she had no able-bodied children to help her work the land of her former husband. Because of all these changed circumstances, widows were often marginalized. Therefore, it is not surprising to find that in ancient Israel they were regarded as being in need of special protection. That's still the way it is really today. In the U.S., 49% of widows live below the poverty line. That's 14 million women the last time they counted in 2011 census. That's also what we've really experienced at Modern Widows Club. The financial instability is actually the number one thing after losing their spouse, and the emotion and the grief, the inability to be able to support themselves. Even when some people have life insurance, it lasts a very short amount of time. So that's a really great way to kind of start talking about the compassion, is understanding the crushing the crushing impact it has on a woman's life. We call that the secondary losses, and we'll talk about those a little bit more. But it's we're starting to get a little bit of history about widows and learn about what it was like back in biblical times and what has changed, if at all, today. So we'll talk about the next phase, the next video. Thanks for stopping by.